Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin, and on this channel we talk about everything you need to know about traveling. But today, today we are doing something different because we are still talking about relocating to a new state. As you know, I relocated to Texas from New York, and then I feel like this is a topic that I really felt like I need to share with people. So today I want to continue with this series and still helping people, so keep watching. Okay guys, so today I want to talk about 8 steps. 8 steps that I had to take when I was moving out of state. So there are in no particular order. Those are the steps that I actually took, and they made my process a little smoother than I expected. I still stress a little bit, so I'm not promising you that you're not gonna stress out, but it will help you a little bit. So I have my note with me, and with no further ado, let's talk about it. Number 1 is to make the decision to move. Now you cannot say like I'm thinking about moving out of state or I'm planning to move to a different city. You cannot say that. You actually have to make that decision to move. And when I'm talking about decision to move, you also have to pick the time. So be like, okay, by the end of the year I'll move, or by Christmas, by summer I'll be moving. So you need to make that decision and also pick a date, a time frame that you will move, so you know within yourself that actually if that time comes, I'll be moving. And it also will give you time to plan ahead if you need to save money. So I think the first thing you need to do is to make that decision. Number 2 is to research the city that you are moving into. So for example, if you have kids, you want them to go to a good school district, so you need to do some research about that school district. You also need to look, is it a safe city? We're talking about safe city. You also need to look about apartment and rent rates. The city that you want to live, if it's gonna be into the city, you need to look about the safety net. Then also you need to talk about the rent, right? How much it will cost you, the average rent in that area. Maybe you need to move on the outskirts of the city, and maybe the rent will be cheaper and safety also will be better right there. Maybe the school district will be better there. I don't know. Those are the things that you need to do before moving to a different city or to a different state. Another thing I also ask people to do is to do research on the law there. So for example, New York laws are really different from Texas law. As you can tell, like New York is really Democrat, and then Texas is really Republican. So we know we have different way of thinking. So those are the kind of research that I kind of done a little bit, and then now I'm still learning more about Texas. So another thing I'll ask you to do is to do research on the healthcare system, because healthcare is really important. So you need to do those kind of researches before moving into a different state. Another research that you need to do is to find out if you need to bring your own car or rely on public transportation, because that is really important. You don't want to ship your car to a state or a city. Let's take an example of New York City. You're shipping your car to New York City, and then you don't even drive your car and you have to pay for parking. So I'll say make that research, like if everything's walkable, or do you need to bring your car with you. Number 3 is packing. Yes, you need to pack yourself. I believe that you need to pack your stuff at least 2 months before moving. Yeah, because that's what I've done. Like I pack my stuff at least 2 months. Like let me show you a video of me doing. I'm planning on relocating somewhere. I'm keeping a secret right now, but I need to declug. I need to sell a lot of my things because I don't want to take it there. Well, I'll let you know where I'm going, but not right now. But I don't want to take a lot of my stuff there and Another step about packing is to downsize, because you are moving to a new place. You don't want to take things that you don't use anymore, so you need to donate them or sell them. So what you can do about selling things is to go use apps such as Facebook Market, OfferUp, letgo. I think the most efficient for me was Facebook Market. I was able to take picture of my stuff, post it, and within an hour or two, people were already reaching out to me and asking to come pick them up. So I think they're very important. Also, donate clothes that you don't use anymore. Or I used to live in New York where it's so cold. So, and then I'm moving to Texas, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna need all those coats or all those big sweater anymore. So I had to donate some of them. So yeah, and then shoes that you don't wear anymore, just donate them, or sell them. So that's another important part about moving, is just like you get a chance to see things that you don't use anymore and you just give it away. So you're downsizing. So I would say start parking early. So start designing your plan, how you're gonna move out of that apartment. I also believe that people need to pack their stuff their own self. I think, you need to pack it yourself. I don't know, maybe it's me, but I feel like it's kind of weird. I think it's kind of weird to have someone in your house going through your things. Like, they're going through your glass, they're going to your pennies in your room, like they're going through a lot of your personal things. It's weird. Like, you don't want people to do that. But if you are the kind of people that say, I'm busy, I need to be working, when I come from work, I'm tired, because I used to do that after work. So I can understand if you be like, okay, after work I'm really tired, I cannot do it. So I will hire movers. So I will tell you to look into those two things. The first thing is moving.com, and the second one is logmoving.com. So basically what they will do, they will have pack up all your stuff in boxes, and they probably take it to where you tell them to take it to. So if you don't want to pack yourself, if you are planning to move to a different city, I would say like maybe you need to rent a Uhaul kind of early, because if you wait, like for example, you move in on Saturday and then you're trying to go to Uhaul on that Saturday to say, hey, I need a truck, there's a chance that is overbooked already, and then they'll be like, oh no, we don't have to. So you need to do it ahead of time. So you probably need to call them a week or two before and say, hey, on that date I actually need a truck, so I'll be renting it, and then I'll come pick it up. So do everything ahead of time. Don't wait the last minute to do it. Number 4, let's talk about auto shipping. So before you ship your car, you need to ask yourself, I need my car there? If you need your car there, then think about another question is it valuable for me to ship? So if it's an old car, it only costs you $3,000 or $4,000, it's probably like already messed up. Do you really need to ship it? Because shipping a car is really expensive. So you need to look at the cost. If I ship it and it costs me around $1,500 and plus, or I sell this car here, and then once I get there, I'll buy another car. So you need to look at those things before shipping your car, because it's really expensive. I would tell people to always go 3 companies. Yes, you need to reach out to at least 3 companies, and after you need to contact them to get a cut of what's the shipping. If they were all saying like they're $1,500 and up, and someone call you that you called or they called, because sometimes I don't know how they get your number, they will start reaching out to you and say that they will ship your car for only $1,000, be aware of that, because those companies, they don't own any cars. All they do is just put like, okay, there's a shipment to for example Texas for $1,000, and then they're looking for truckers, and then the trucker can be like, okay, I guess I'm going over that way, so that extra $1,000 I can. Or some of them will be like, no. So it would take you a week to 2 weeks for them to find someone to pick up your car. So I researched 3 companies. So the first one was Nexus, then I had to do Montway, and the third one was East Coast, West Coast Express Shipping. So those are the ones that I contacted, and then from the review that I heard, they were actually very good. So that's why I went with researching this one and calling them and getting different quotes from them. And then I went with East Coast, West Coast, because they were the most legit to me, because they asked me for my flight. They told me, have you booked your flight yet? And at the time I haven't. And then they were like, okay, what about you book your flight, then call us later. So I booked the flight, then I called them, then they were like, okay, when are you leaving? And I was leaving on 17. And then they gave me a time frame where they will come pick it up and then when they're gonna deliver. And I was like, I need my car the next day. So they were like, okay, if you need your car the next day, then we need to switch sometimes. Well, we need to come pick it up a little earlier than the time frame that we gave you. So I was like, okay, fine. So when it comes to shipping your car, don't always go the cheapest way. Number 5, we need to talk about shipping boxes. So if you have a ton of things that you were like, okay, I cannot take on the plane with me, or if you don't want to drive to that state, or because you don't want to drive to that state, you want to auto ship your car, and then you put some of your stuff in your car and you decided, okay, I still got a bunch of stuff left over. Maybe your next option is to ship some of them. I would say use Greyhound or Amtrak. So when I was doing my research, let's talk about Amtrak wasn't doing it due to C19, so I went with Greyhound. So they actually have a good price on it. So I will suggest everyone to go to their website and try to see the prices of shipping. I think like Greyhound express shipping is cheaper than just using USPS or UPS to ship your things. Number 6 is booking your flight. I think like you should book your flight maybe a month earlier, and also maybe you need to book the one that can be flexible. You can change if you have any issues maybe with shipping your car and then it get delayed. The pickup get delayed, you know, like, okay, my flight is flexible, I can change the date without getting any fee. Also, I'll say like buying your thing early. Oh, that's me. People say it's not. I think buying your flight earlier is cheaper than just buying like maybe 2 days or 3 days before your departure. So I think that's what I think. To have a flight that you can actually check your bags and also have a carry-on, because you are moving to a different state or your different city, so you have a bunch of things. So I feel like you need to take advantage of everything. Any things that will help you bring your things with you, I'm for it. So number 7, we are talking about pets. So if you have pets, you need to make that decision if you want to drive. And assume like it's too far, you don't want to drive, then what you gonna do with your pet? So I will say like fly with your pet. Before you make that decision to fly with your pet, you need to contact your airline and figure out if they will accept your pet into the flight. So the things is like there's restriction on some pets, so they cannot fly with you, so you have to put them in cargo. But before that, let's talk about the one that are allowed to fly with you on the plane. So they can fly with you. You need to get a carrier so you can put your dog or cat in there. They need to be able to completely fit in that carrier and then be put under the seat. So make sure your dog is comfortable during that, to make sure that your dog is comfortable during that flight. And then the next part, if you want to bring your pet with you while traveling, is the cargo way. So basically your dog is too big to fit in a carrier, then you have to go under the plane. That's why they call the cargo one. So with that's different. You need to go to a vet, and the vet have to do the acclimation later, where they actually confirm that your dog will be able to survive under those degrees, like because under the plane it gets really, really cold or it gets really, really hot. So it gets really, really cold when they go up, and then once they go down it gets really, really hot. So they need to make sure that your dog will be fine, or your cat not your cat but your dog, usually big dogs, they'll be fine while traveling under. So if you cannot ship, or you can do another option of having people driving your pet to your new location. So for example, in the summertime they're not doing a lot of cargo shipping, so they'll be like, it's too hard to have the dog, so less dogs or wild animal under the plane, which is cargo. So you can look into different websites online. They call it citizen shipping. They're like about like shipping your car. They're about shipping your pet everywhere, but they're really expensive. So it can go up to $3,000. So if you have to pay $3,000 to get your dog shipped, I think you might as well drive there, you know. So number 8 is forwarding your mail. So you have to go to the post office. You have to let them know like, hey, I'm not here anymore, I'm moving to a different state, to a new city, and then they're gonna ask you for your new address, and then they will start forwarding your mails to your new address. You don't want all your important mails to be stuck on that previous address, right? No, you have to let the post office know that about your switching. Another thing, you also need to let your bank. So you don't have to physically go to your bank to do it nowadays. So all you have to do is get on your cell phone and use the app, your banking app, and then just change your address there. So all your mails from your bank can start coming to your new address. Okay guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you like the steps I had to take to move out of state. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, click on the like button, and share with your friend. See you next week.